A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this particular channeling, I'm going to be talking about the masculine and feminine energy, basically understanding that they have intimacy issues and they've always had intimacy issues. Due to these intimacy issues, they have been into so many relationships. And this is not like a judgment. In fact, this is more like a realization. It's more like an epiphany. Because when so many of their relationships did not work out, when they tried everything, they gave it their all, they were not only like selfless, but they were also very loving and caring. The only thing they wanted was true love. And the only thing they did not get out of this whole thing is true love. At the end of the day, every relationship felt like it's one step further into the search of the right person, the true love of their life. But now the masculine and the feminine energy, from being distorted feminine, distorted masculine, they start turning towards divinity. And my dear friends, it's very, very important to understand that there is no gain without pain. There is no success in life without facing failure. And no matter who says what, you have so many things that happen on planet Earth. But the truth of this planet is that everybody is going to die one day. And when you die, you go empty-handed. You take nothing from this planet. Nothing whatsoever goes with you. So then what's the point of slogging yourself so much? What's the point of desiring so much? What's the point of doing things unnecessarily without any point? So both of them understand, the masculine and feminine, both, they understand that whatever we are doing here, it's very important for us to be a balanced being. We don't say in the Twinflame Ascension journey that money is not important. We don't say that the soul is not important. We don't say that relationships is completely unfair and you should be like a stone cold person. We don't say that. Everything is okay. Practicality is very much okay because it's coming from the masculine, and emotions is also important because it's coming from the feminine. But the right use of practicality at the right time, the right use of emotions at the right time is what makes a whole lot of difference. So whoever I'm channeling today, whosoever I'm talking about, whosoever's energy I've picked up today, I want to say that these two people, I am actually able to see two different genders. Like obviously there are three genders only on this planet, but one is the masculine gender and one is the feminine gender. If somebody is a transgender also, if they are in the middle also somewhere, then also they could be tilting towards the masculine and feminine energy, either masculine or feminine from time to time, right? So both of them, masculine and feminine, both. It's a collective energy reading, collective download. I can sense people all over the planet, different people, opposite genders, but they are just having epiphanies right now that I was in these relationships because as a child, I did not get the correct intimacy. I did not get enough hugs and kisses, and for some people, it could be they got way too much attention. Because there are some people who were enabled narcissists at first, and when they started going through spiritual awakening and ascension, they realized that a big part of their pain is because of that narcissistic element in them. So their empathetic side pushed away that narcissistic side, or it is still doing that. But there are days when they have a lot of ego, they have days when they feel like a victim, there are days where they feel like everybody's selfish, and there are days like where they feel that I should also be selfish. So there is a confusion even in their hearts at times. What do I want? Do I want the worldly world or do I want the spiritual ascension? Interestingly, today only I got a mail from somebody, and I don't need to disclose the details. But to that person also I want to say one thing, and to anyone who is in similar zone. So there are two separate mails. In the first mail, this lady wrote to me that I need your help, I'm going through crisis and please help me out, please heal me, please give me therapy. And I have a message for my masculine. And these are the things that my masculine is going through. Please help my masculine. Please, do whatever prayers or this and that for my masculine. Make my masculine healed and happy. Now, most feminines make this mistake. Sometimes they are also healing the masculine because they feel that if I heal the masculine, he will come back to me and we will have a physical union. And believe it or not, but no healing works like that. Healing has to be very selfless. If you are healing a person with the hopes that this person will come back to you and do everything that you want them to do, then the healing will never happen. Fortunately or unfortunately, this is the truth. But those feminines who send the healing energy or they work on themselves, because even this is one thing that I have shared with a lot of people. I don't know why other channels don't do this. But every single feminine is supposed to heal the masculine within her because her masculine is wounded. Her masculine is wounded because of the misogyny and toxic patriarchy she had been facing as a child. The masculine is wounded. So her masculine has to be healed, the masculine which is inside of her. We have two nadis, Ida and Pingala nadi. One is feminine, one is masculine. So from that perspective, twin flames are those people who have both the energies within them working, functional in their childhood. But due to whatever reasons, those energies get distorted. Okay? So when you heal your masculine energies, your own masculine, within the outside masculine energy starts shifting and you will see a lot of physical changes. And these things are not something which happen by proof. Because I have noticed some people ask for proof. And the biggest proof for them is a boyfriend, a husband, or like some kind of marriage, or some kind of something should happen, like in a worldly way, in a legal way, that they can show it to the world that look, I have physically manifested, which never works. Because, my dear friends, there are so many people who are already married and they are unhappy and they got divorced. There are so many twin flame couples, they got divorced. Like one person is twin flame out of the two and they got divorced. And now the one who has twin flame energy is waiting, is crying, is feeling bad. So how did the tag of marriage or how did that legal certificate change anything? Separation is still happening because separation is a part of this journey. Every single person has to go through separation. And if it is a real twin flame ascension journey, then most of the times they figure out about their twin flame ascension during the separation or during runner chaser dynamic. Those who are extremely smart and they are all about reading about spiritual stuff, they find out even during testing and crisis, they figure out that something is wrong in my relationship dynamic. I am not able to be in a relationship happily and with ease and with a relaxed mindset. Once some people enter relationship, everything about their life is about the relationship. Their own individuality, their own existence, their own hobbies, goals, desires, career, there's nothing left after that. So some people, when they enter relationships, this is what they do. They completely forget about themselves. Completely. Only that other person is important. And this also creates problems in relationships because no relationship can survive if you are individually not strong. Because the relationship is made out of strong people, strong personalities. So if your own personality is subdued or you personally have dissolved it or you've thrown it out of the window, then how do you expect the other person to even feel that there is another personality that exists in the relationship? So intimacy issue is one of the, you can say, key factors, because in childhood, these two people, either one was totally ignored, an ignored child, neglected child, or the other one was extremely, like too much attention was given to this child. Even when they do wrong things, the parents were appreciating. Even if they were misbehaving, the parents were appreciating. Everything about the parents was also put onto that child. The child became the ego extension of the parent. In one case, where the child eventually becomes a chaser, the parents care about the chaser child also. It's not like they don't. But empathetic children usually they don't get along with materialistic people. So if there are materialistic people, obviously the level of narcissism would be high in that family. So definitely that empathetic child would not be liked also by others, because he would be or she would be like an opposing force. Anything that the materialistic family members would say to the child would not do it. In case of enabled narcissist, I can say that sometimes when an empath is born, the empath wants to please the parents so much, or they are given so much, you can say, attention, that they start identifying with those people as himself or herself. So even their bad qualities or narcissistic qualities or selfish qualities, this child absorbs. But later on in the ascension journey, when they have too many heartbreaks or they suffer a lot, they keep doing things that the family members tell them all the time. Even in the twin flame journey, a lot of people have told me that their partner left them only because of the family members. And maximum cases are like that, by the way. Interestingly, somebody left me because I was not in matching in status. Somebody left me because I was not the kind of color the future prospective mother-in-law wanted or father-in-law wanted, or it was my age that was a problem, or it was my some other condition was a problem. And my partner, my ex-partner, they said yes to them. They said, okay, I'll leave you, but I won't leave them, because they are my people, they are my family members, they are my best friends, they are my biological connections. So I have to listen to them. I cannot listen to you. Also, you are so negative. Also, you are not happy with me. Also, there are days when we are happy, and then there are days we are unsettled and irritated and angry and fighting and cussing at each other. I'm not happy with this. Little does this narcissistic partner understand that fights, arguments, disagreements, it's all a part of any relationship. No family member situation, no relationship, no mother-child, father-child, brother, sister, no relationship can be complete if two people are not 100% good or sure with what they want as an individual. Clashes are very normal. But if clashes are happening in a bigger number, like if every day a clash is happening, then definitely it's a relationship where you need space. But because people cannot give space, they are so codependent, they have so much attachment issues, so many attachment issues, that even if somebody is toxic, even if somebody is abusive, even if somebody has a very different lifestyle, still they want to stick around with that person, they want to get glued with that person, because of which a lot of energy distortion happens, a lot of energy drainage happens. Nobody is happy in that situation. But if they are sensible people, if they are wise people, in their separation phase, they will think about these things. Especially if there are karmics involved, especially if there are other people involved, and they feel that despite all the separation, all the running around, all the chasing around, everything I've done, I'm still not a happy person. Why am I not happy? What is the reason behind my happiness and dissatisfaction and frustration? So what I am being given here as a download is that these two people are sitting down and thinking. Maybe they even have a notebook. Maybe they're writing a diary. Maybe they're recording something. Maybe they're typing down something. Maybe they're writing a letter to themselves. Or they are just practicing something. They probably learn something on the internet. They are in meditation. They are in some kind of self-healing work. Because some of the people are so much in poverty consciousness also that they do not have resources to go to a therapist or talk to someone. Now, these people are the ones whose root chakras are very badly damaged. When your root chakra is not in the right place or it's not working fine, then you will definitely have even basic needs will not be met. You would be depending on other people for those things. So how is it possible that they go to some place or they go to someone to get themselves some good help? So that's why it's very important in this phase to be doing research and development program by yourself. Once you are ready, once your finances are sorted, then you can do further studies and further healing by yourself, because then you can afford it. But before that, people can't. So talking about the letter or the request, I was given that please heal my masculine, please help my masculine. That was one mail. And immediately another mail was sent to me by the same person that my masculine is pathetic, he's a horrible person, he's a sinner, he's a psycho, he's this, that. Oh my God. Both the mails were big, both the mails were, like big in size. They had similar sort of content, but the content was absolutely opposite. So I'm not sharing this anecdote because I want to say somebody is like this or that, but I am sharing this because there is such a big split. Within half an hour, if a person is feeling hatred and love, within half an hour, I'm just giving a broad figure, actually this must not have happened over half an hour, because in one mail you are begging for help for that person, not even for yourself, but in the other mail you are accusing that person. This shows such a big duality is happening in your own thoughts. Mentally, you have dualistic thoughts about the same person. You have opposite thoughts about the same person. In one moment, you are loving that person. In other moment, you are hating that person. In one moment, you want to secure that person. You want that person's happiness and nothing more. And the other moment, you are like, this person is a very bad person. They don't need anybody's attention or affection. So first you need to decide, whosoever is listening, you all need to decide, and maybe you need to test yourself. You need to literally throughout the day or maybe in a couple of days, you need to check yourself, like how many times you get negative about the same person and how many times you're positive about the same person. In the morning, you could be having like wonderful thoughts for this person. You must be remembering how they used to make you laugh, how they used to make you smile, how they would go out with you, how they would bring presents for you, or how they would crack jokes and listen to your talks, try to be a bit sensitive. And maybe after some time, the same person's negativity is bothering you. They sound like a demon to you, like a evil person to you. So this type of discrepancy, when it happens, this is also a result of problems with intimacy, because you have been raised by caretakers who on one day or some occasion may have shown you love and attention and affection, but the next they would have acted very unpredictably. When caretakers are so unpredictable, when they suddenly yell at a child or shout at a child or beat up the child, especially when the child is not wrong, because see, every child on this planet is trying to figure out what is right and what is wrong on the grounds of morality and humanity. But maximum people are so materialistic and so narcissistic that they really do not make or take any action which are more moralistic or humanitarian in nature. For example, if somebody is lying on the street, somebody has an accident, or somebody is in pain, or there's a hungry animal, and the child is intrinsically inclined to feed that animal or give some medicine to that sick person, or they are very curious, somebody is lying on the road because of accident, shouldn't we help this person? And the elders around say, no, don't involve yourself in all this. You don't have to take care of every single person. If somebody is lying on the street or the road because of an accident or because of something else, then if you go and inquire or if you go and help that person, then you will get into trouble. Maybe the police will catch hold of you, or maybe somebody would say that you are responsible for it, so you better don't do it. Or they will say, no, we don't need to care about anyone, as long as we are happy, we should not involve into all this. So the child who wants to please the parent would probably say okay. But for some children it will become a pain, and for some children they will just totally accept it. Some children will keep questioning that, if somebody is in need, or somebody is actually, God wants us to help that person, and my parents are telling me, no, don't help that person, then am I doing the right thing by listening to them, or am I doing the right thing by not listening to them? So they have these type of questions, and nevertheless, life keeps going on. This is just an example which happens, say, in between, which makes the child confused. And because they also do programming, very strong programming, that if you're going to help this person, you will get yourself into trouble. You will be questioned by the police, or somebody will think that you have done it. You have done the wrong thing. So because of these thoughts, either the child will develop fear, or because of these type of programming messages, they will start attracting those negative situations every time they go out to do something for someone. Even when it comes to unconditionally loving someone, whenever they will love someone unconditionally, those people will turn around and complain or say, I'm not happy with what you're doing. Like, they'll never be happy with that person. So whosoever I'm channeling today, I want to tell you guys one thing, that the message, the most important message for you is that a lot of you got programmed, but a lot of you have also chosen specifically a certain womb, a certain family, a certain template. We cannot blame those people for the way they programmed you, because they are also programmed. They also got programmed by someone else, and someone else also told them certain things. And maybe they have more fear, a lot more fear, that in this lifetime they cannot fix. They will have to take rebirth, maybe one, maybe more, maybe many. Only then this type of materialistic attachment will go out from their DNA system. In your case, you are extremely lucky. You have a lot of grace of God that you have started figuring these things out already. And intimacy, let me tell you guys, it's not just about physical gestures. It's not just about hugs and kisses. It's not just about holding someone all the time. Intimacy is about listening to someone. Intimacy is about paying attention to someone. Intimacy is acknowledging someone. And intimacy is about accepting someone's presence in your life, in your existence. And also not questioning their existence. Whatever way God has made them, tall, short, thin, fat, dark, light, blue eyes, brown eyes, black eyes, whatever, pale skin, yellow skin, white skin, dark skin, brown skin, they need to be acknowledged. They need to be loved. This whole problem is also happening in the society because of the divide and rule policy that the British colonialism, colonization spread in the whole world. Wherever they went, they always played the game of divide and rule. They would divide people into separate groups or separate sections based on their color, caste, creed, status. In the Indian Vedic system, the only varnas, the only, you can say, divisions that happened, it only happened based on birth, wherever a person was born. And then in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is also written very clearly that you may be a Brahmin by your biological birth standards, but if your actions are not good, then you will not remain a Brahman. You will not get the prestige or the privileges of Brahman. And especially, it is said that in this life, in this planet, you can do a lot of things wrong. But in afterlife, which is much longer and much real, you have to pay for everything that you have done. A very big famous celebrity, a superstar over here in this planet, could be in the holes of the hell, in the deepest dark hole of the hell. They could be getting fried in hot oil every day. They could be a celebrity on planet Earth. They could be a superstar. A person like Jimmy Savile, if you watch his documentary on Netflix, or if you already know about him, he was such a notorious pedophile, but as long as he lived, no one knew about him properly. He enjoyed a big privilege. He was even titled as Sir. You know, he was given the title of Sir by the Queen. So he always lived like a person who was loved by people. But immediately after his death, people started finding out that he was a monster. He was a demon in flesh, in human flesh. So a lot of people feel bad, like, he did not get punished. But trust me, he will get punished. He will burn in hellfire for sure. So these problems of intimacy have also happened because someone did not accept your existence. Someone did not acknowledge you for who you were. Someone did not listen to your stories. Maybe you went to the school, you had a bad day, you came back home. You wanted to tell your father, your mother, but nobody listened to you. They didn't give enough time to you. On the contrary, they scolded you. They kept saying, hey, don't disturb me. Go away, play with your toys, play with your friends. I don't have time for this. So your little beautiful heart of a child got broken. Maybe it was not something bad, it was something good. Maybe you wanted to share, you had a great experience. You met someone, you had some friends, you made some new friends, or you made a painting, or you learned to jump, or you learned to play a game. Something new you did that day, of course, and you went to your parents and you told them about it, and they were like, oh, go away right now. I'm so tired. I don't want to do this, child. Maybe tomorrow we'll do it. And tomorrow they never asked you, it never happened. Maybe you made a plan with your family members, your father, your mother, somebody said that, hey, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. And you got very excited about it. You dressed up for it. You told all your friends about it. You were very excited. You were thanking God. And suddenly you were told that this plan is cancelled. And when you started crying, you were probably abused or scolded or beaten up just to keep you shut. But that had some kind of a bad impact on your understanding. So what parents need to do is, parents need to explain the children why this is happening or why that is happening, and then make up for it. Otherwise, the child will always for their whole life feel that people just make plans with me and they never fulfill it. I know personally some people who make a lot of plans with others, but at the end of the day, their plans never work out. The other people also can always cancel on them. Yeah, they also cancel, of course. Or these people themselves, they are bad in making plans. Whenever someone would make a genuine plan with them or do something nice with them, they themselves would cancel out on it, or they themselves would not be able to live up to it, because their energy is such. The energy is such. So they need to work on themselves. And a lot of people enter casual relationships, flings, or sexual relationships with no reason or rhyme, or just attraction is there, physical attraction is there, or there's a desire that this person is going to give me true love, or this person is eventually going to become a partner of mine, and this and that. They have these desires in their mind and they have these thoughts in their mind for a certain person, and because of that they get intimate, they get close. First of all, they also want intimacy in some form or the other. So if someone just listens to them, like in the beginning of any relationship, you might have noticed, you must have noticed, there is a lot of curiosity and there's a lot of love bombing that happens, and they listen to you a lot, they're very much interested in you. But as soon as the physical intimacy kicks in, those people start losing interest. Why? Because they wanted the physical intimacy, and when they got the physical intimacy, they were like, I want something more. Because another reason is there, because physical intimacy, as I said, is not everything. A lot of people are not deep in their soul. They are very shallow. They are swimming on the surface, so they are very much glued to the bodily sensations. These bodily sensations are present in your system any which way, but people are so cut off from themselves that they do not, or they cannot experience their own bodily sensations, so they need to be involved with another person's body, and then only they will feel those sensations, or they will at least feel like, yes, somebody was close to me, somebody was listening to me, somebody was nice to me, and then they wanted more and more and more. The runners usually get bored with the same person very easily. The chasers try to keep bringing them back, and then sometimes the role is reversed. Sometimes the chaser becomes the runner and the runner becomes the chaser. And maybe in some relationship, the chaser is a chaser, but in another relationship, they are the runner. That also happens. So many relationships are also happening because your own relationship with your own self is not fixed. It's unhealed. It's wounded. When your own relationship is fixed within your own self, in the outside reality, most relationships will look fixed. And guys and girls, every channeling is different. Sometimes you might think that here you are talking about intimacy, but in some channeling you will talk about solitude. Why is that so? That's because there are so many situations and so many scenarios and so many permutations and combinations on this planet that you have to be different in different situations. In some situations, intimacy is important. Intimacy, as I said, your presence, your time, your existence, talking to another person, looking into their eyes or listening to them, or sharing your emotions or whatever is required. And in some situation, you need to give space to yourself and to that person. if you really love them, if you really care about them, if you really think that this person matters to me, then you are definitely going to give them that space, and you will be very disciplined and very strict with that person. You know inside your heart you love this person, you want to listen to them, talk to them, but you cannot do that at that point in time. Otherwise, they will never understand where they went wrong or what they did was not nice. What is the thing that they're not understanding for their own self, for their own personal growth. If they're extremely negative, for example, you're dating someone who's very negative, they're always negative, they think the whole world is their enemy. You try to talk to them, but they make you also very negative. Every time you're in their presence, they'll tell you so many things about how life can be a challenge, how things can be bad, how everybody is horrible and everybody is a demon and everybody is this, that. You will at the end of the day start feeling bad about your existence, and you won't be able to trust anyone. You won't be able to trust the higher powers, the positive energy, the benevolent beings who stand by you. Our inner work and our ascension, let me tell you what it actually means and why do we do inner work. Because the challenges and problems of life will never go. They're always going to be there. Always. But earlier you did not have enough strength to face it. But with inner work, you will have more strength and stamina. And with time, those templates will get healed and they will never come back to you, those problems. Why? Because already faced it. You faced it in the face, in the eyes. You know what fear looks like. You know what's the sensation of this situation. You know what's the vibration. You know everything. You figure it out, then you move on. So that particular lesson will never repeat. Once it's healed, it will not repeat. Something else will come up, but not that one. And with time, you will look forward to it. You'll be like, okay, what's more? Because you would be able to test yourself, your own mettle, how far you have reached, what you have become. And this is not about some kind of examination or test. See, even the education system is very much responsible for making people feel this horrible sense of emptiness. Why? Because every month in the school as a child, you have to give some examination. There is a fear of failure. There's a fear of losing. There is a fear that, I would not be good enough in front of other kids. I would not be worthy. In the class of say 60, 70 kids, only one child will have the first position, or one will have second and one will have third. What about the rest? So in childhood only, they put people into this competitive, toxic streak where they expect little children, little innocent, pure angels, babies, to involve in these stupid exercises and practices which actually technically lead to nothing. After 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, at the end, it's a rat race that they enter. It's just a means of survival. And smart people are thriving even without this type of education. Some of the business class people, some children who were raised by really smart people who had great business ethics, they put them into the practice of earning money. Or some people, by God's grace, they were earning money at a young age. They figured it out that I don't have that master's degree or that PhD or that MBA, but still I'm making money, equal money than what person with similar education is doing. So which means that I'm smarter than this person. I did not waste so much time. Some people just do basic education and then they start earning their own money. So various scenarios are there, but in childhood, in school itself, they put you on a daily basis on some practices that make you or your programming so strong and rigid. Like as I spoke about the examination fear. When I was in school, I remember every Monday there used to be a test. And I hated Monday because of that. I always felt like this Monday is like some kind of a monster which comes back every week. When I was doing inner work, when I was going into deep meditation, I still remember for many nights I had the nightmares only of examination. Like in my nightmare, I would be sitting in an examination hall with other students and trying to solve a paper, and I would not know much about that paper. I did not know. And maths was one subject which used to haunt me a lot. And this nightmare used to come for many years. Can you believe it? It was like every time I would get this nightmare, I would feel horrible. Like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to give tests and tribulations all the time? So this makes a person look for something else. Look for something else because they make you study very hard for these tests. And no matter what you study, every year they would change the question paper. Every year, they would change everything. And you would be sitting as a new person. Like even if you study 10 years question papers in advance, you would still be thinking that I might have missed out on something. That's the fear they build up. Then there is this, in India at least it happens, I don't know if it happens in Western countries or not, we had to carry really heavy bags to school. The smaller the class, the bigger the bag. So a little child who himself is probably 20 kgs is supposed to carry a bag which is 10 kgs heavy. And they are doing this exercise every single day. For education, they have to go to a school, they have to carry this heavy bag every single day. If this is not torture and this is not negative programming, then what is negative programming? What's the point? They can have lockers in the schools, they can have those desks which has the box inside, or they can give one section to every child in the school itself where they can keep their stuff. School should remain in school, in my opinion, and in the house, no one should be discussing the schools. In Japan, they have very good system. They don't have any examination in the primary schools. Like I think till 3rd standard or 4th standard, children don't have to give any examinations. They just get promoted based on their activities in the classroom, or they do what they love. So that makes the child very healthy. The childhood is so healthy. There's no fear of competition. There's no jealousy. There is no constantly preparing for an exam every month or every week. So the education system is also hugely responsible for creating these horrible lacunas, dark lacunas inside a person's energy body, because they're constantly questioning what is right and what is wrong, because inside their hearts things don't feel right. But in the materialistic reality, in the 3-dimensional reality, they have to do a lot of things. Even in relationships, you have to do certain things, you have to act a certain way, and you have to look a certain way. In the media, they have created this trend of good-looking people. So every movie has this really good-looking, handsome man. And then this, who is going to be a handsome man, changes every 10 years. When Elvis Presley was popular, that time his type of look or appeal was considered to be handsome and attractive. Then came Leonardo DiCaprio, then came this, then came that. Like every 10 years, what is handsome, what is good looking keeps changing. For women also, there was a time that Cleopatra had come in, like in the black and white era. At that time, a certain type of look was like very sought after. Then came the blonde look because of Marilyn Monroe. And actually Marilyn Monroe never had actual blonde hair. It was just, they just wanted to create that image. Like coloring your hair or looking good or being fit should be a choice. It should be your choice, your personal choice to be a certain way, to express yourself a certain way. But everybody is good looking from that perspective. And then there was this time when Matrix came in, Keanu Reeves became very sought after, good looking, handsome man. So suddenly Oriental looks became very popular after Matrix was a success. And nowadays you can see, because of the Korean drama, the K-drama, the BTS, this music group becoming popular, people have suddenly started looking up to Oriental looks. Or when the black rappers or the black Americans became popular in sports and, you know, in football or in basketball, suddenly they became sought after. These Kardashians, they purposely, first they were with white men, then they started hanging out with the black guys, and now they've again left all the black guys, because it's all sort of trying to popularize a certain look. Few months back only, all of these actresses, or you can say influencers, they removed their BBLs in their body. They removed a certain amount of weight which was in the butt or which was in the bust. They removed it, and now you can notice the extremely slim version of women's body is becoming popular again. And these people are not actually gaining these standards naturally. Otherwise, how is this possible to have a big ass butt for 10 years and suddenly you have a small butt again? These things are not possible naturally, you know, unless you're doing really deep yoga or some kind of tapasya and you're having some change in your DNA system and your whole life is changing because of that. These people are actually using plastic surgery and a lot of medicines and a lot of chemicals they take, because of which a lot of drugs go into their system, because of which they suddenly start looking a certain way. So my dear friends, what I'm trying to say here in this channeling is that all those people who realize that they have been into different relationships or many relationships, they are not in regret right now, because it was not something they did knowingly. Nobody wants to knowingly or on purpose have so many relationships and have your hearts broken so many times, right? You always are looking for something, but the search has stopped because now they've realized that I don't want to search anymore. I'm done. I've realized that because of my programming I was acting this way. Now I will fix myself and I will not search for this in different people. So in a sense you can say even the karmic fascination or attachment, or they had this desire to be in a relationship or to be with a certain type of person, to have this, have that, is over. Now they have surrendered this and given it to God. You decide whatever you want to do for me. If you feel somebody is right for me, then either you heal that person and bring that person to me in a healed situation, or you bring someone who's written for me in the stars, And I will not sit and wait. I will get up. I will live my life. I will do my things. I will fulfill my mission. I will also remember the reason why God has sent me here. A lot of the awakening people are realizing that they are not here to be like other people. There is a strong realization in them that they are here to do something bigger and they are here to spread the right messages, because there could be so many people like them also on this planet who are totally clueless and directionless and they don't have any inspiration. So they are now focused on mission work, and some of them have also realized the real meaning of unconditional love. What is true love? They don't no longer want to be programmed by the world and live in the illusion. They live in the Maya. They don't want to do that. They have wasted many years of their life living in the illusions and delusions. So these masculine and feminines who are resonating with this are actually moving quite ahead in this journey, because this is a very important destination. This is the place from where everything starts making sense to people. So if anyone resonates with this, like when they realize that I'm not doing these things over and over again because I need to. I'm doing this because I was in programming, in under false programming. Because of this false programming, I was feeling, or I assumed that lust is love, or what is in the outside appearance is love. And looks can be decisive, looks can be deceptive, and at the same time, anyone can be beautiful if their heart is pure and beautiful. But how to recognize that person? How to recognize a balanced person? A man has to be a provider, right? But if he is earning only for power, fame and recognition and only to get more women, then he is a very weak man. Same is for the woman. If she is very beautiful, good looking, but she is completely body oriented, she has no concept of God. Some of them might say, I love God, I believe in God, but their actions are very opposite of that, the way they live their life, their lifestyles, what they eat, what they drink also makes a lot of difference. So a lot of things they're understanding, but this is a very important juncture. And this is where I will close this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. For your personal situations, you can check out the description box and you can write to me after you are sure of what you want. All the links are given in the description box. If you want to become a Patreon, you can do that. There's a link. If you want to book a session, you can do that. The link is there. Whether it's therapy or whether it is hand-holding session. Or if you want to get my book In the Name of Love, which is Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. This book is based on the concept of biomimetic mimicry, which means that whosoever reads the book, they sort of have those experiences and feelings. And because this book's actual goal or aim is to put people into ascension and make them connect with their higher self, the more you read this book, the better it would be for you. But only get it from Amazon Kindle because it gives you the latest edited version. So I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out. And Jai Shri Ram.